Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Today, a very impromptu stream. We're back on the Mon Ultimate, and we are going to be taking on daily races. Ozzy has been a part of LMU for a little while now. Have daily races. Haven't touched them personally. I usually stay away from public lobby stuff. Even LFM on ACC, I didn't do a lot of. I tried to get into it a couple of times. I did it for a week or two. Then I lost interest again and kind of gave up on it. But yeah, today we're back at it. We're going to be taking on the, it's the GT3 fixed that we'll be starting off with. And we'll be seeing what we can do throughout the evening. As I said, I don't know how long we're going to go for, how many races we're going to do. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Our first race in the GT3 fixed is at the Circuit du Sarthe itself. So it is. So, just load it in. Welcome. Can see here. It has fuel set for us. Yeah, we will take that. We only get 8 tires, so we don't want to ruin any tires. If we run instead of tires, then that's going to hurt us in the race. I'm not going to say a competitive qualifying lap. I'm going to do a lap, but I'll probably invalidate it or not finish it. Just for some practice. But yeah, taking the Aston Martin this time. And there's 21 people. We're in split 17 of 30. A little higher up. As I said, I have not done a single race, so this is just buying where the game has put us. Yeah, gonna be interesting. We have good variety of cars. A few BMWs, a few McLarens, Lexus, Porsche, Mustang, another Aston, Lambo. Only one Lambo, not too many Lambos. But it seems like BMW and McLarens are the more popular choices. So yeah, qualifying. We're essentially using this as our practice session. And we do have tire warmers, which is nice. But yeah, we're using this as a practice session. As I said, I'm not going to set representative lap time. I just want to start from the back, avoid a lot of the carnage. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. Yeah, when it comes to the race, we'll be trying our best, trying to get the best position we can. Trying to win the race if we possibly can, but also not be too aggressive. We do want to try and get our safety ranking up so we can head into some of the other races. Probably not this evening, but in the future possibly. Though I don't know how often I want to do this. Doing it this week is a bit freer, a bit more time this week. And I thought, hey, why not give it a go? It could be a bit of fun. And so at the moment, I just want to do some fun casual races. Have had a lot of league races recently. We'll obviously have more coming up. I just want some races to sort of take it, chill out, you know, not worry about where I'm finishing, just trying to have some good fun battles. As we head into the first chicane, it's nice having tire warmers. Ooh, that's a lot of understeering to the left-hander there. Through the first chicane towards the second chicane. I will say this isn't a... I said it's not a great time. These races are short, which won't be too bad. But yeah, might not do too many races this evening because weather is getting very hot in the UK here. We're sort of into another summer heat wave. Temperature's up to 25 degrees to get today. I've had my window open the whole day. So my room has, and my PC's been off for most of the day. I only turned it on about an hour ago. So my room isn't too warm, but I'm already feeling it starting to warm up. So as we head out of Mulsanne Corner now, of course one disadvantage with Mon, it's a long out lap. And with high short session is only 5 minutes, it is a one-shot quali. You have to get in out of the pits within the first minute of the session to get round to set a lap time in time. And while we're here at Le Mans, I do want to say, I have been lapping Le Mans quite a bit recently. Partially, I've been doing some casual Le Mans races. In Stephen Bailey's stream once again yesterday. As a good afternoon. But also SRL, who hosts the vintage races, vintage sports car races we do on... very slidey. You can see a couple of people have already messed up and are back in pit lane. They'll not be getting a qualifying lap in. But yeah, they're hosting another 2.4 hours of Le Mans from 1967. We'll be doing that again this year, which I'm really looking forward to. I've been doing some practice yesterday. It's so odd having the car grip up on the first flying lap with tyre warmers. I'm really not used to it. Purple Sector 1, but will be one of the first cars to set a time as the session clock runs out. No more people will be starting further flying laps. But yeah, we did get out of the pit lane very shortly after the green light went on. Just waiting for the front end to grip up through the left-hander. You can see a couple of cars have already seen the checkered flag, maybe a bit slow in their out laps, or didn't get out of pit lane in time. And we know there's another couple of cars that well, that might be those couple of cars that returned to pit lane in the middle of their right lap. Down to the second chicane. Didn't feel that great. I didn't carry good speed through the second part. Have lost our purple first sector. Down into Mulsanne Corner, getting our braking point pretty spot on. Fastest second sector. And we are carrying quite a bit of fuel. I'll probably be close to race fuel. Coming up to Indianapolis. A little bit of gravel on the outside. Not running wide through an arch like we did on our out lap. No, let's try and have a better entry into the Porsche curves. Better transition over to left. We can't lost the rear end on the previous lap. Had a little tap on the wall maybe, or we were certainly very close. Then the transition over messed that up. Oh well. As I said, I didn't want to complete the lap anyway. I was going to validate it through the left-hander coming up. But yeah, I have to be very, very careful. That is what caught us out, that right-hander, in the 2.4-hour race we did not too long ago. Was that in the Aston? I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, we did that 2.4-hour race. Fuel. I did that. I do. Even if I was going to invalidate the lap, I did want to finish the lap to get an idea of fuel usage. I think it's about 9.5% a lap. And lap times are over 4 minutes. So what we'll see. 5 laps. Yeah, I think we'll see 5 laps. So we'll technically have a little bit less fuel than what we had in qualifying. But yeah, everyone else will have to put a little bit more fuel in. So top time at the moment, 4:05.8. Seeing a bit of a range of time.
Go to the grid for a race start.
Not many people got times in. I think it was like the top 9 or 10 there, which is a little bit concerning. So as such, we're going to be starting 15th. The track temp's up at 49 degrees Celsius. That is warm. We'll not have to worry about cool tires. We'll just have to be a little bit concerned about them overheating. Yeah, I think we are good to go. 21 cars. We're kind of a bit mid-pack, unfortunately. I would rather be right at the back, but I think we can start from pit lane, though I don't know if I want to start that far back. Yeah, let's get into this. Hopefully we don't have any weird start shenanigans. That is always a possibility on LMU. If people mess up the formation lap.
Formation lap has started.
I've had quite a few cars not go onto the grid. Bit of a burnout. See, tires up to temperature. The relative app hasn't come up, annoyingly. Looks like we're all stacked up 3 cars behind us. There is a lot of cars in pit lane. I mean, the 2 cars directly behind us, I think it's meant to be 1 or... Yeah, 3 cars around us are in the pit lane. So maybe a good thing I'm not starting from pit lane, given so many other people are. But we should have a lot of space to play with here. And we'll be starting technically a little further up than 15th.
Green flag, green flag.
I lived there for a moment. Head to the first few corners. That McLaren's being ultra safe. How many cars have made the second apex of the chicane? Not many. Oh, that was so weird. Oh, I've lost my rear wing from that. Come on. How did I lose my rear wing from that? I literally just tapped them. Yeah, I cannot be arse dragging this back to the pits. I'll... Yeah, like I had one little side-by-side tap with someone else, and suddenly it's like, oh, you've lost your rear wing. Eh? That was. I'm gonna see when the next race is on. Prototype fixed starts in 2 minutes. Yay! Let's register. I'll register in the normal 34. Around Bahrain. This should be interesting. Netcode moment. LMU is one of the better games when it comes to netcode. So it is. Like, that's the worst sort of like instant little moment I've had. Let's see, right, I'm registered for that. Let me see if I can load the replay up in time. If the menu wasn't so slow. But that's a bit frustrating. It's like, you know, I don't know what car it was, I can't remember. As give them the space through the left-hander, they squeezed me a bit to the right-hander, which I wasn't too surprised by. I was trying to sort of keep as tight as I could on the curb without jumping completely over it, because that can really unsettle the car. Yeah, can't spend too long in here in the replay, as we will have to get to the next race. So Carnage goes up front, that Porsche gets spun out, these cars can't make turn 2 for whatever reason. Get past the Ferrari, it's our standings, and then this happens, we go to the right hand side, right way to go, then we have those two cars, leave enough space for the other Aston. Then, like, you know, we leave them plenty of space. That is I mean, a little bit more space would have been nice, but the fact, like, the rear wing pinged off there, that's a joke. That is easily the worst thing I've seen in this game. Anyway, the LMP2 race, Bahrain, is ready. So we'll get into this. Physics decided not to today. Yeah, apparently so. I hope this isn't starting as we mean to go on, because it will be a very frustrating evening if so. So yeah, we'll load into Bahrain here. LMP2s. It could be a little bit difficult. So they are. Same, it's still fixed setup. It's 20-minute race, isn't it? We'll not need that much fuel. Probably around, let's say 12 laps. We'll go 35 litres. Qualifying still same 5 minutes. But of course, chance to get a couple of laps in here. But again, I don't want to. I just want to start from the back this time. Not as many splits. Not, 30 splits this time. It's only 12 splits, and we're in split 6 somehow. Yeah, some people taking use of the practice session. So I just noticed that's like really loud. You managed to rip a tire off going over a curb at Coda. Huh? What? That makes no sense. Welcome, Iris. You have not missed much. We had a physics moment at Le Mans. Also, noticed how the car was rolling back there. I assume... Yes, we do still have tire blankets in here. But yeah, practice is going to be important here. Of course, the LMP2 car doesn't have ABS. Oh, that's a bit deep. Can't beat a physics moment. Yeah, they're... Some of them are very interesting inside of turn 11. I'm trying to remember turn 11. Is that the hairpin that goes on to the back straight at Coda? End of the back straight. I mean, that is a big curb. I ended up driving the full Coda GP there yesterday for the first time, and I normally like Coda. It's a track I usually quite enjoy from what I've driven in other sims, but on LMU, it's just not as fun. It is so bumpy, and yeah, I get why people don't like it on LMU. Like, the layout is fine, but it's just so bumpy in this in LMU's version that it's just, it takes some of the rhythm out of it. Yeah, the Peugeot's already hard enough. That's not a great line. Car feels very understeery. Might just be because I'm used to the CDA setups on the LMP2s rather than the defaults. Feels very understeery, which I'm just not a fan of. The tracks are fairly punishing for slight mistakes. Yeah, it just feels so difficult to get into a rhythm because the bumps will so easily throw you off. Game really didn't want to invalidate that. Well, then I'm going to drive through because I don't want it to be valid. Track temps are all over the place. Yeah, track limits make no sense. It's odd. I feel like it's one of the more forgiving tracks in the game. It's certainly like nowhere near as harsh as Qatar is. But yeah, like compared to ACC, where Coda has the strictest track limits of the game, in ACC it's the only track where the white lines define the track limits and you're not allowed to use the red and white curbs or whatever colour they're painted at for each circuit. Tires are a bit cool now. But in LMU, it seems like you maybe can use the red and white curbs. And even if you go beyond that, it's not too often. You know, it seems like it's quite lenient to give you a great track cut, i.e. it won't give you an actual warning for it. Anyway, that is qualifying practice finished. Hopefully a few more people set a time than what we've seen at Le Mans, which they have up to 14 times set, but well, at max we'll get one more, so at least 4 of us starting from the back. So we'll put on new set of tires. The curb at T1 code is basically ice.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race
I
start.
forgot to see what the lap time was. what I can do is... Yeah, it says it's going to be 12. I think that'll do. Yeah. New tires. Ah, there's relative. For some reason, it was just hidden. Yeah, hopefully this race goes a little bit better. I mean, T1 here at Bahrain is, if anything, quite a bit more dangerous than the first few corners at Le Mans. But hey, hopefully we can avoid all the chaos. We're actually, it's person 18th out of 19 places, so the only car behind us is going to be the Prema car, which we can see to the right-hand side of the rearview mirror. Yeah, we'll just wait for a start. Looks like the car to the right, our right-hand side, and the car directly in front of us having come to the grid and are starting from pit lane, which will give us a bit more speed, bit more space. Suddenly asked me to slow down. I kind of wish it showed you the red bar, like where you should be at all times. Why are we going down to 30 kilometers an hour? And now you're asking me to catch up in the final corner when we're about to go to the 60 limit. I wouldn't be surprised if I got dinged for a penalty there. That was very messy. One car did. And we're away. Except for those couple of cars, it seems. Oh, Prem is alright putting that car into pit wall. We're just gonna lift. Avoid all the chaos, of which there was plenty. And we're up to P11. Car in front of us has a DT as well. Big lockup. I'm going to suggest the inside from this car. That was murder. Watch that car on the inside. Ooh, that was close. And we're up to P8. Car behind going to the curb, so got per exit from turn 10. And hopefully we can start to run away from these cars. Car in front has a spin, and another car in front of us has a DT. P4. Look at fighting going on up ahead. They've hit at one of the sponsor boards. But we're through the opening lap cleanly somehow. That was a lot of chaos. Purple final sector. One car got served into the wall there, so it was getting going again. The understeer there is through turn 2 is horrible. More cars squeezing each other off the track towards the wall. I couldn't turn right there because of the car on my inside. They've had another coming together. I don't know if it's a car with a DT just being really dirty because I've got a DT, but again, involved in every crash. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not expect them to brake there or slow down so suddenly. Don't know, I've got track limit. Through turn 10 anyway, up to P5 now. P4 is not too far in front of us. Then there's a big gap to the top 3. Prima behind, going very wide. Into the gravel even. .100 board has been struck down. Thankfully there's some... The runoff is nicely painted with a design that is very useful for seeing finding breakpoints. Hopefully we can now get into a bit of rhythm. Maybe see if we can start attacking the car in front of us. The curb for the car in front. Give them bad drive. Purple sector 1. I think they're just letting us by seemingly, which is a bit boring, but fair enough. Can't blame them too much with the chaos that's unfolded this race so far. I've got 14 and a bit minutes to see if we can chase down 2 cars in front. Don't think we'll catch the leader. Can maybe catch some cars. 57 for one of them, 54 for the other. We were only a 10th off the quickest lap of the race set by the leader last lap. Which we can definitely beat now that we've got some clean air. Yeah, the car in third place doesn't seem to be a quick car, just someone who avoided all the chaos. Another purple first sector. They'll lock up coming into turn 8. Better run through turn 10 though. And then this is where we got held up passing the car that is now behind us. Slightly outside track limits there, but the game lets us away with it. also 4/10 up. Leader did improve their fastest lap of the race. We're just a little bit slower. Cars in front doing 54s. We are gaining a second a lap. Looks like we're also starting to catch some traffic. Actually got the apex of turn 8 this time. Yeah, we actually have good potential for P2. For the apex there. Hopefully this lapped car doesn't give us any grief. Pulled us up a little bit on the exit there. Leader didn't improve their time last lap. We take the fastest lap of the race. Lock up onto into the apex of T1. Halfway through the race, 10 minutes to go, 4 seconds to P2. Up again, wide for the apex. That was a nice surprise. Rear's just suddenly locked. Instantly just into the wall. No problem with rear tires locking so far this race until that moment. Well, that probably goes to the podium. Unless the two cars in second and third come together fighting for second. But at least we hold P4. A little bit of front left suspension damage. going to try and get slipstream off that car there, but then they lifted to let us through, which is nice and respectful. You can see lost maybe about a tenth through the final corner when they sort of held us back, held us up on our fastest lap. I mean, nothing I did wrong. Just unfortunate timing for us. They really missed their braking point there. Luckily, they didn't go into the back of us. Little track on that point there. I've got 3 to play with. Unfortunately, it looks like there's a bit of a gap that's opened up between second and third. This isn't too bad. Running low 53s. Still running a second a lap quicker than 2 cars in front despite our damage. But with the time left in the race, it will not be enough to catch. Coming up to lap another car. This now P9. Two cars in front are starting to close up once again. Laps to go. Closed up by half second last lap. Will they start to fight each other? Hopefully for our sake they do. Exit, using too much carb. driven away from the cars behind. Ooh, side by side into the final corner. Been a change for second place. They're starting to fight now. On to the final lap. Looks like the gaps opened up. We're closing up despite the damage. Well, P4 in what I'm going to call our first race. I'm not going to count that Le Mans race. That was stupid how the rear wing knocked off. But yeah, if it wasn't for a little mistake there with the rears locking, could have been P2. I think would have been. How many cars DNF'd? Up to P13. 12 cars finishing. What's that? 7 DNFing. Yeah. Fastest lap of the race, though. We'll take that. Quarter second faster than the leader's fastest. But yeah, good race. We'll head back to the main menu and we will see what is next. Another Bahrain race. Why not? Put ourselves in for that bite. Well, nearly 10 minutes until the quali session begins. So do have a bit of time to wait. They'll look at the fastest laps. All the way down to 50.5. I can't remember what was our previous one. And there we go. Get the achievements. Let's see the results. Rank breakdown. 4th positions gain 14, obviously. Of course, we technically lose out because not doing qualifying. And then, And yeah, the contacts didn't gain anything on the safety rating, unfortunately, but I gained a bit on the driver ranking. It's going to be a slow climb, um, starting from the back in terms of the driver rank. Um, hopefully safety rank will be a little bit better, but yeah, just need to clean up. I wonder what my quali invalid lap was. Um, yeah, for how much carnage there was that race to only have one car contact, that is not too bad. So we'll wait for the server to launch. And we'll get into that. Unfortunately, they're the fortunately, you can't do these ones. I'm not sure why we can't do these ones. Like it says SRB0, which is the lowest one. I'm not sure why, but I mean, like technically this says the same up here. So, but we will just wait a couple of minutes before we get started again. Um, yeah, I mean, technically we'll maybe be a little further up in the splits. Probably not much further up. I mean, we only gained what 3.2%. Probably would have jumped up a bit more if we were actually got second there in the race. But we will just have to wait for this next one. That's well, we've been here by an hour already, and we've only done one race. Blimey. So just patiently waiting. I suppose this does mean if we want to look at replays after the race, we'll have plenty of time. So we will. Right, join event. And maybe I'll go wide and run a couple of laps in the practice session while we wait. Let's see what split we're in. We were 6 of 12 last race. Maybe we're in split 5 this time? 8 of 14. That's like down 1. So we are 21 people in the split. And we know it's going to be 11 laps. So yeah, we'll go out, we'll do a lap, because we can. Might not get the full lap in. But hey ho. I always underestimate turn 1. Coming out of the pits. I don't know, Kurt feels a little bit better start of this session. But that's the end there. We're automatically put on new tires. We're gonna head out once again, do the laps in quali since this will help our safety rating. But again, we'll not set a valid one. Might go screen just as we get the pit exit, and I get 3 people already with penalties. They will need to serve those penalties, otherwise they will get DQ'd. Or they can return to pits to also get rid of them. Now, I don't know if the leaderboard times that we were looking at were quali times or not. Because if they were quali times, then, you know, that technically means we're a little bit closer. We were running higher, like twice as much fuel as you would normally run in qualifying if you're actually taking it seriously. So first flying lap, again as we've done so far today. Don't intend on completing it. Purple sector 1 so far, but we will be one of the first people to complete a lap. Good line 3 T10 there. The purple middle sector, which isn't a surprise, it was a bit messy. I'll practice at pit entry just to not set the lap time. .53.2 top time so far. So we'd very likely be able to put ourselves in pole position, or at least on the front row. I just don't know if I trust getting through the race from the front row. Time has run out on the session. Yeah, 2-1 with randoms is such a big gamble, as we seen last race and the Le Mans race. So we'll see 13 people with the time currently. Quite a few people without a time. Will we see a couple more times in? 53.2 still the pole time, a second clear of the next car. You know, so you can see, you know, P1, they might have a little bit more time in the lap. But yeah, we should be comfortably quicker than P2 down of those that have set a lap. Let's see. Set a lap, so that's 14, and has also set a lap, so that's 15 cars setting a lap. So we'll be starting 16th at best, hopefully further down though.
And drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Car set, we can take another leader out, put on new tires. And yep, let's get onto the grid. 16th, so we will have a couple of cars behind us if they do come onto the track. Yeah, hopefully we won't have to take as much avoiding action as we did last race. Two cars are in behind us. Will we see the third? Still got 26 seconds. It would be nice if the pre-formation lap timer was a little bit shorter, like 1 minute for these races. Like, they're 20 minutes, you know, new tires, new fuel, you know, it doesn't take that long to put in. But yeah, we'll have a few cars starting from pit lane, including a couple, both car in front of us and car behind. Not directly, but to our right-hand side. I don't know why the speed thing popped up there, like, very briefly. Someone's already locked their tyres. Oh, looks like we will only have one car behind us. Another Prima. Again, I don't know why this really slows down into the final corner. And then it's like, I have the final corner. Oh, right, catch up. Here, right, ready for the start once again. From 16th place. Or technically 15th.
Green flag.
Car in front of us just didn't go. Plenty of cars in the runoff already. Just didn't leave me any space. I was trying not to have the car behind me dive bomb me. Because it looked like they really wanted to have a go. Hoping the car on the outside would leave me some space. Yeah, it's just a bit awkward. They spun themselves going for that move. That was an odd move to go for. A little bit of front end damage, hopefully isn't too bad. 8 seconds back from the leader, which, bear in mind, isn't the pole sitter. Another car spinning. 10 cars in front of us now. I thought they were going to pit there for a moment. We'll take the slipstream though off the car in front. Another car in the wall, car in front runs deep, car spun round. Couple more places made up. Very are they on the brakes there for number 20 car. I just realized we're number 1 ranked. That's not going to be good for our pace rating. That's a big dive bomb. Just about kept out of the back of that other car. Steal a space down the inside there. That looked like that's the lapped car spun. Was that a lapped car? Might have been another car. Up to P5 now. I cannot see the pole sitter in front of us. So I'm going to guess they did not survive lap 1. Seems to be a bit of a murder there. Big lock up for that car. Put themselves well deep. And we're now free to go chase the top 2. 54.8 from the leader. They're 10 seconds in front. That's the time we've got to chase down in about 16 minutes. Already 3 seconds up on our delta. Wonder if we can beat the 52.4 we set last race. Not by running wide like that, they'll lock up on the front right. .54.7 from second place. We would have had a 52.6. So we were 2 seconds quicker than the cars in front. A little bit of rear locking coming into T1. Wasn't too bad. Gap's already down to 5 seconds. We've halved it. Yellow flag out. Not sure who it was for. Four seconds to the lead. 52.3. So we have gone quicker than we did last race. As long as we don't run into any trouble or make another little mistake like what we did with the rear brake locking into the final corner last race, we should be able to win this race. A very good left-hander there. Little late on the brakes too. For turning it. Look at that defense from the leader. Off the track. I don't think they were looking where they were going. Which is a little bit concerning. Another little bit rear locking into turn 11. 9. Leader runs wide. And will fall to third with that one mistake. Be taking the lead as we start lap 6. They tried to brake as late as they can. They locked the rears, spun the car, and then the other car went into the side of them. I hope that they'll bump, because they definitely bumped us as they were spinning. I hope that doesn't count against us for the safety rating, because that's... I don't think that was my fault. Oh, definitely wasn't. Yeah, pressure is off, for sure. We could try and set even quicker lap. But I'm not sure that we're going to. Just with the little bit of damage that we have and the tires starting to wear. At this point, we just want to have clean laps for the safety rating. There's a little bit of rear locking. Lapped car also having a spin. And one of the cars behind is going well off at turn 1. Have enough fuel for the rest of the race. Little late on the brakes. Not quite able to slow the car down. Was a car off in front of us. They returned to the pits. To the right-hander there. much of a lock up there, but got through fine. Not far from setting a better lap. We are going to go slightly quicker here, only by 0.15. Just want to get rid of that track warning so it doesn't affect our safety rating. Just let the car run a little too wide over the curb. One and a half laps to go. Fortunately, this race hasn't been as interesting as the last one. On to the final lap. Bit deep into turn 10. Just about within a tenth of our fastest lap. Gotta get by a lapped car. Drops us a little bit of time. Means in the end, we'll take our first race win by 24 seconds in front of second place. Hopefully the contacts don't hurt us too much in our safety rating. I think cars 60 NF that time for 15 finishing. 12 cars on the lead lap. That's a little bit better than the previous races. Yeah, no one into the 53s this race. Leader only did one lap. Then they quit. Yeah. Good race that. I say good. Of course, we're used to but yeah, we wait for the results now, and then we'll get into the next race. Could do the same again, or could wait 25 minutes to do the GT3. I know, I can't just want to do another race. It's a little bit annoying we've got so many, that all the other stuff is still blocked for some reason. But we wait. Still waiting on the... Unless I missed it. View results. Here we go. First, there's no 15 places gained. Plus 5.1, plus 21.1%. That's much better. Even though we had 3 race contacts. And still, it says quali 3 clean laps. We only do 3. I've only done 3 laps in quali. And then it's like, oh, you've also got 1 invalid lap. I really don't know where that invalid lap comes from. When it says we've done 3 clean ones. 1 invalid race lap. 7 clean laps, I guess, with like contact. Yeah, so we made up with it because we didn't have the hit with the barrier, which was a movable object. I hope. I mean, I assume it doesn't count the out lap, not unless it's counting either the in lap I do or the out lap from that drive through the pit lane. Yeah, like I'm kind of curious. It says, you know, this person their safety rank's gone up 3 arrows. I'm kind of curious. I guess they didn't have any contact. Yeah. Daily. Oh, I missed the Bahrain one, didn't. Uh, oh yeah, I missed the Bahrain one looking at those results. Oh, that's annoying. We'll do another one of these GT3 ones. Were they the one that as trying passing for the lead and then they locked the rear brakes and had it they then spun into me and tapped me on the side? Because I mean that one's just. I mean that's the problem with any system like this. Technically it's the same on ICC. It has the safety rating, but since I always did again like hosted community races on ICC, my safety rating was just 99 instead there. But yeah, iRacing's a big one. The contact, it's like someone runs into you, you get the 4x. They obviously get 4x, but you get 4x or 4 instant points as well. As like someone else by giving you a little tap can give you a drive through if you've had other contacts in the race and off tracks. It's a bit of a flawed system. Um, yeah, not going to take the Aston this time. I love how the Ford icon is just bigger than all the others. It's like, you get a bigger box. You're special. What do I want to go for? I don't want to go for the Mustang because it's really slow on the straights. I'll go for the Aston again, sure, why not? Though, while we wait, I am... so we've got 18 and a half minutes. I am going to try and do a bit of Art of Rally. Try and quickly do the daily and weekly event while we have a little bit of downtime. And then we will run. Then we'll run that race and we'll maybe run 2 of them. Maybe just 1, we'll see. Leaderboard, when do we last do it? Sunday? 23rd. Well, 6.5 seconds off top 5%. Let's see what we have. Group 3 at Kenya, 9.4 kilometers. If these events are too long, we won't be able to get them done in time and we'll have to wait a bit. But, Lancia Stratos. Oh, luckily that little hill on the inside wasn't too big. Too long for Stratos. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. Weirdly, Ferrari. Yeah, it could be Ferrari. The round tail lights do speak Ferrari. .308 GTB. I don't remember what 308 looks like exactly. Obviously, I'm going to assume it's much like this car here. I'm hoping just because I've closed the game, it hasn't deregistered me from the race, as that would give me an extra 5 minutes to try and get the weekly event done. Oh, that's a tight corner. Was just able to check the car up enough to not fly off the edge into the sea. Also, I love how the headlights don't cast any shadows onto the water. First finish 352.4. That gets us 20th. Top 10%. Not too bad. Let's see. We will do one. We'll do 2 weekly stages. I'm not sure we'll get any more than that. Where were we? We didn't do actually last week. So missed out on the last 2 weeks, actually. Ugh, that's not great. 51st last week that we did top 10%. Should be able to do a bit better than that. Group 3 car at Finland. Starting off with a 5.1 stage. This is a Nissan 240Z. Just about avoided the hay bale there. Turned in a little bit too early. Had to turn out, make sure I didn't hit the fence. really sneaky corner as you come up over the crest. 236.8. 35th, top 5%. That's a good start. Let's see, second stage, 5.2 kilometers in the rain. Little worried about the game resetting me there. The game let us away with that cut. Let's finish 2:15.5. 32nd now. Let's see, 8.5 kilometer stage. This might be our final one. Repairs will clean the car. I just rotated it into the hairpin too early. Being on tarmac, the car wasn't going to slide like it would on gravel. That was some way to take that corner. Couple of big jumps there. Nearly turned into the logs. Maybe wanted first for that corner. wide there. So I really rotated the car there, and it did a little bit, but with how the corner timed up, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Use the elevation for the car to grip up. A little wide there, though. You use the banking of the hill. There's finish shift gone down another gear as the cars are bogged down through the middle of the corner, but it's enough to get us up to 27th place. And I'm going to push it. Only a 6-kilometer final stage. If the game hasn't deregistered us for closing it, we should have enough time to finish this stage in the rain for a second time. Let's see if we can make up a few more places. Oh, that's terrible weight transfer over the hill. Just not quite getting the car pointed the way I want it to. Quite technical this stage. So less sliding around, especially in the rain. There's the finish, 3:18.1. Finish 32nd, yeah, we lost some places hitting the Hey Beale certainly didn't help us. Was that start of the stage or was that previous stage? I can't remember. Yeah, not the greatest end to it, but wasn't too bad. Let's load up LMU and hopefully, if it has still got us registered, we'll do the race. If it hasn't, I'm not waiting around another 20 minutes to do another race. They haven't been that interesting. So online, next race, it says starting now. Yes, it has still got us registered. Join event. And while we load into the server, let me switch this back up. Patiently waiting for the mon to load. Since the game is fairly slow at loading and the mon is a big track, although it... Oh, don't tell me the game's crashed. Oh, there we go. And I'm waiting for practice to tick over. We'll run a couple of laps in quali as we did before, but we obviously won't we won't complete a lap. We'll come into the end of the pits. And here is qualifying now. So we're in split 14 of 30. That's a little further up than where we were in the first attempt of this. Somehow the Aston feels like it has more turn-in than the LMP2 car did. Best I've taken that chicane. Shifting down to first seems to be a good idea through the chicanes. Seems to help get the car rotated through the second part. Run in too deep there. I've noticed on the relative, we came out of the pits, we had quite a few cars in front of us. We only have 2 cars in front of us now. Now this is where having sort of the front end that's been really nice so far in the lap kind of hurts us. Gotta be really careful with the brakes into the right-hander. Time to start flying lap. Used about 9.5% that lap. Purple sector 1. We were the second car to complete the opening sector. We'll see if any purple laps do come in, or purple sectors replace ours. Oh no, of course it'll change to green. Not as good as our lap there through the first chicane. Though we will now be the first car to complete a flying lap. But that shows that, yeah, our pace is good. If, you know, the cars that were out before us in the session, we've been able to pass them. And we're gapping a lot of them. So there's at least 4 cars will not get a flying lap put in this session. Purple middle sector. We could put ourselves on pole position here, but it wouldn't be as fun. sure about first gear through the left-hander at Indianapolis. Little deep into turn Arge. Now this is where we've struggled most. That was better, much cleaner. That would be a low 4. So it would be 4 minute 1 or 2, I would say. Yeah. I've got a lot of people that haven't set times are in the pits. We were lucky first time round, I say lucky, when only 9 cars set a lap, we were still like one of the last 2 cars on the grid. Nine times in, and that's going to be it. Again, 9 people qualifying out of 21, same as last time.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Gotta put 1 more % of fuel in just to be safe. But 11th. I don't like that. That's bang middle. That's right in the firing line. So it is. So we just wait for everyone to grid up. Again, still think this could be 30 seconds shorter.
Formation lap has started.
So here we go again. Couple of cars, 1 car in the pits, we see. Oh, someone's not going. Thank you, Porsche. Luckily, they moved the start here at Le Mans, where this little short formation lap starts, back further. Otherwise, yeah, might not have been able to catch up in time with the prior location. Need a Peugeot GT car? Gotta ask a Peugeot for that one. Though I'm not sure what they would make a GT3 out of. Since, you know, GT3s do have to be production based. Peugeot don't really make a sporty car that would suit a GT3. They could definitely make rally cars. I mean, well, they make a Rally 4 and a Rally 5. I see them make some higher spec rally cars, like a Rally 2. Rally 1 ideally, yeah, but I doubt that'd ever happen. But yeah, we're getting towards the start. Right bang middle of the field. P11.
Green flag, green flag.
Good bit of space served directly behind us. Look at the cars firing in. What the on earth is that Porsche doing? Well, we're through the first few corners cleanly. Gap behind, so hopefully that means we don't get taken out, and we're not side by side through the little S's here. So we're not going to have our front wing chopped off. Not far enough alongside the BMW there. Up to P8. In the slipstream now. BMW doesn't have any slipstream. So we should be able to sail right on by. BMW tried to fight back on the brakes, but was not going to be outbraking us. And we're just about in the slipstream of the Porsche in front. They're also in the slipstream of the car in front them, another Porsche. But we've cleared the slipstream from the BMW behind. They're going to go side by side into the second chicane. Two Porsches very close to the little wheel bang there. Look how early on the brakes they are. We'll get past one of the Porsches and get straight into the slipstream of the other. Just defend the inside. Fortunately, Porsche's going to get slipstream off of us here, and we're not close enough to the BMWs in front to get slipstream off of them. Porsche not following us for the slipstream, interestingly. I have no idea what happened with both of the Porsches, but they're both kind of dead. DT for one of the BMWs in front of us here, so that puts us in an effective 4th place. I'm kind of hoping they just take it now and get out of our way, but who knows if they're going to do that. Leading McLaren is breaking away out front. As we close in on this first BMW, number 11. Wanted to go for that move, but it was too risky. BMW really bad line through the chicane. We get alongside on the exit. Oh, bad exit there out of the Dunlop chicane. Not ideal. We want to get a good run here, break the slipstream. We don't want the BMW to be slipstreaming past us down the Mulsanne straight. BMW ran a little bit wider onto the grass, and that has given us the gap. We're closing in on the BMW in front, not quite enough to get slipstream yet. But I'd say after the first chicane we'll be close enough, if we have a good chicane, that is. Purple sector 1 means we're faster than all the cars in front of us, which is the most important part. We will be getting a distant slipstream here, in fact, from the BMW in front. But not enough to make a proper difference. But now we're much closer. We've been getting the full slipstream, but we pull out to get alongside. Have our nose in front, be halfway in front. BMW much earlier on the brakes, doesn't get a good run through the chicane, and we'll drop out of our slipstream immediately. 3.5 seconds to the McLaren in the lead. Obviously it's going to be difficult to make time on them on these straights when we're just holding flat out to the next corner. But how quickly can we rein it in through the rest of the lap? That is the question. Little deep into Mulsanne. Didn't lose any time on the McLaren though. Well, actually lost a little bit with the speed down the straight here. Took half a second out of McLaren there alone. Someone's broken the board on the left hand side I use as a reference in Darnage. That's not ideal. Still holding purple sectors 1 and 2. Careful with the brake into this right-hander not to unsettle the car. Gained a second through the Porsche curves. They'll deep into the first of the chicanes here. They'll deep into the second part too. But we've still gained another half a second. 402.7 gained 3 seconds on the McLaren in front. We should catch them by the end of this lap. Finding nearly 2/10 through the Dunlop chicane. Just because we didn't need to defend from the BMW that we had just overtaken. Bit of a better line through the S's there too. I'd say cutting that perfectly if that track limit thing instantly disappeared. And we're only a second back from the McLaren now. If we have a good first chicane, we can get into its slipstream. And it'll be a question of how much is the McLaren going to fight back with the slipstream. You can see the little bit of time we're losing from not having slipstream. You can see McLaren sending it into the first chicane. made up a little time from not being behind the BMW, but we're going to lose time here since we don't have the slipstream that we had from the BMW last time. We'll be getting a little distant too from the McLaren. Hopefully good second chicane shape us in slipstream range, or good slipstream range. Down to Mulsanne corner, that's a weird line from the McLaren. Give them a really bad exit, like that we've already drawn alongside. We'll have the outside for Mulsanne corner. Question is, ooh, McLaren's going to tug back into line. Going to take the slipstream. I think they backed off too much though. They're half a second back. Will that give them enough slipstream to pass us to into Indianapolis? They do follow us for the slipstream, unlike the Porsche. But they're not closing. And now we're into the more technical part of the lap. Where we'll just get to open the gap up, make sure the McLaren doesn't have any slipstream down the Mulsanne straight next lap, and it should be a bit of a cruise home. First question is, can we set a new fastest lap? Dropped the McLaren by a further second there. Oh, I just clipped the red sausage curb there. 2 laps to go. 4:02.1, new fastest lap. Welcome, Geeky. This is technically our 4th race of the evening, but our first race lasted no more than 5 corners before a weird physics moment stole our rear wing. Through that right-hander there, actually, that we've just gone through. We had wheel-to-wheel contact. That's a little wide, but game doesn't give us anything for it. Yeah, we were side by side with another Aston Martin. Little wheel bang, pinged off our rear wing somehow. I don't know. But yeah, that was the end of that race. And then we did 2 LMP2 races at Bahrain. We got P4 in the first. And we won the second. Of the races so far, we've been starting from the back, trying to avoid loose bolts. Oh, that reminds me of the Ferrari that got disqualified from Le Mans for missing 4 bolts in their rear wing. Yeah, I've been starting from the back and won the last race at Bahrain. Now I've switched back to the GT3s here at Le Mans. That wasn't a great line through Mulsanne corner there. Four-second gap now to the McLaren behind. I don't know why the game's telling me to pit this lap. Like, if I really don't have enough fuel, I'll just lift and coast, but I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, 1.3 laps remaining. I've 1.5 laps of fuel and energy. It's easy math. That's a little bit of a wonky line. It's 9.6%. Didn't hit the red sausage car, but I lost a bit of time through the middle of the chicane. Only 64 thousandths slower than our previous lap. That's pretty consistent. And yeah, we have 12% energy. We are well safe. That's a bit deep into the chicane. Lost a bit of time at Tetra Rouge there. After being 33 thousandths up on our best lap, 34 thousandths up on our best lap. Again, showing good consistency there. And we're just being a little safe through Tetra Rouge. We're a 10th down as we get to the first chicane here. But a good exit from the first chicane, and we make that time up. Now, just slightly positive. And by slightly, I mean by 100th. Might extend to 200ths by the time we get to the second chicane. No, it's just going to no, it's going to come back down to 1. Apparently that gear shift wasn't perfectly timed. Better exit from the second chicane, and we're going to be a couple of tenths up. The rear end got a little bit loose coming into the first left-hander of that second chicane, but worked out quite nicely. Mulsanne corner now. Let's try not to mess up like what we did last lap. Yeah, better exit there. 2 purple sectors so far. We're nearly 3 tenths up on our fastest lap. And this will be final lap of the race. A little bit of a slide coming out of Indianapolis, trying to make sure I didn't hit the gravel. Nearly 4 tenths up as we head out of Vernage towards the Porsche curves. We'll be 4 tenths up. Gotta get 401 here. little bit wide there. Didn't get the left-hand side inside wheels hooked to the inside of the curb. Final chicanes now. Much better exit once again. Lost a little bit of time in the middle, actually made it all up on the exit. It'll be a 4-minute 1.798. And that'll be our first win at, well, I don't think it's our first win. Might not be first win at Le Mans, but first in the daily races, daily, weekly, or special events. Look at that. The McLaren's best lap was a 4-minute 5.9. We were 4 seconds quicker. How many cars DNF'd from 21st to 12th? That's 10 cars DNFing throughout the event. Of course, with such a long lap, every car is going to finish on the lead lap. And yeah, that is going to do it for that race. We'll sign up for one more race, so we will. One more race at Le Mans, and then I might call it there for this evening. See, there's another one in a few minutes. We'll hit register. We'll stay in the Aston. I don't think that race is going to have finished in time for the results to be processed in time for it to affect this next race. But, oh well. So we just wait for the event to start. Like the Aston, yeah, it's all right. I've heard the Ferrari is apparently a difficult car. It's quite twitchy and quite mean. So I'm kind of avoiding that just for safety. The Mustang isn't good at Le Mans on fixed setup. It it doesn't have the straight line speed. So there'd be a lot of cars there that'd be trying to overtake. I'd be in the slipstream and we just would not gain on them at all. For the Mon lapping within a second, your last lap is very consistent with how long the lap is. I mean, if you look at like the first 2 laps I did after I got past the McLaren, you know, they were within a 10th. Of course, like when you think of actual Le Mans, when you've got the 3 classes and a grid of 60 cars, yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult to be consistent like that when you have traffic, because, you know, traffic can just lose you a second or 2 or 3 seconds depending on when you catch it. Who's at the wheel? You know, the GT3 teams are all Pro-Am cars in the WEC. You know, so if it's come up to the Porsche curves and there's an AM driver in a GT3 and you're in a hypercar, yeah, you're gonna lose a few seconds. But yeah, when you don't have traffic, I would give it half a second. Half a second is decent. Oh, online results are ready just as this event starts. Win up 10 places. We put the pole sitter 2 front row starters down 1 place. And yeah, up 6.8% in driver ranking, up 28.8%. 1 quality invalid lap. I guess it counted the second lap that I pulled over and went to pit lane as invalid. And it's been annoying that it counts, oh, contact with post. I don't remember hitting any posts, but I guess I did. But yeah, um, yeah, we'd be gaining a lot more driver ranking if we weren't if we actually qualified. I mean, we'd easily put ourselves on pole position. Um, but hey, that's not fun. I mean, I guess maybe I should be doing it just because then I'd get into the higher ranked lobbies quicker, and the races would be a bit better. Um, so yeah, maybe I'll do some offline races where I actually try and that are a bit more boring. But yeah, right now is not going to be the time. As we load in, split 12 of 26. So once again, we're just within the top half, but just another 21 car grid, which is nice. And we now just wait for qualifying to start. Again, we'll just do a couple of laps. I'll practice pit entry in, see if that makes a difference, but judging by Bahrain, I don't think it will. Hey, maybe I'll do a thing of count us as having 2 valid quali laps and 1 invalid, even though we only did 2 laps. Yeah, these are all public lobbies. I mean, you see, you just go into the game online, daily races, and there's the options to sign up. And I'm doing the just basic ones that anyone can sign up for because I haven't paid for any of the special championships that you can do with the pro subscription, and secondly, as in the title of stream, these are my first races, so yeah, obviously we're in the lobbies. Had to wait a moment for the red light. Someone didn't, and they've got a stop-go penalty. And that's immediately ended their qualifying session. That BMW number 9 car. Yeah. Session over. Because they ran the red light. I forgot to take fuel light. We're number 12 this race, so apparently we are sort of technically a lobby higher, though I don't think we should have any pace problems this race. The good thing is, because all the people are higher rated, when we win the race, well, if we win the race, which hopefully we will do, it should boost us up a bit more in driver ranking than the previous races have done so far, because we've been like 4th, 2nd, 1st in the last 3 races, but now we're number 12 out of 21. I mean, there is a chance, like, we started 11th last race, there's technically a chance we finish qualifying in P11 and are quote-unquote qualify higher than we're expected to. The fuel is a sandbag. Well, I mean, I'm not setting a lap time anyway, so it's just not ideal, because I'd rather these 2 laps that I'm doing here be more representative to what's the car's going to be like in the race. So carrying an extra, like, 40 litres of fuel isn't helpful to that. I guess I gotta make sure I don't hit those posts on the inside, since they are hurt your safety rating. So remember, we did a 4-minute 1.798 last race. So we're looking to see how close people get to that time in this quali session. Of course, we've got another 5 minutes until we start seeing lap times being set. Just with how long this track is. That's a good run through that final chicane. Purple Sector 1. As you can see on the relative, all the cars are 5 seconds back, so have been a bit slower. There's one car in front of us, but that's the car that has a stop-go penalty for running the red light. So technically, we would be in front of them. And they've backed off from this lap. They might have invalidated it at Tetra Rouge. They understeer. Yeah, first gear is a must, I'd say, for those corners to get the rotation. But I need to make sure I kind of short shift on the exit. So I don't hit the limiter. Just make sure I don't cut the inside there too tightly and nip a post. Purple Sector 2. So judging at least by the people that were first out of the pits in qualifying, yeah, we should win this race. But that of course involves staying out of incidents And we know how chaotic these lap ones have been. And we're going to come into the pits to finish this lap. Just out of curiosity, see what the game says about it at the end. There's the finish line. So again, number of cars not getting a lap in. $11 cars with a lap on the board. Top time, 404.8. Look how many BMWs are here. Yeah, the BMW is definitely one of the stronger GT3s. Especially here at Le Mans. It has a good straight line speed. 12 times in now. $13. 14, and that's going to be it. 14 times in. That means, looks like we're going to start 17th. A bit further back than we did last week. Oh, never mind. We're going to start 20th.
Go to the grid for a race start.
Okay, so we should be out of the way for any lap 1 carnage. We should be able to avoid it. We won't have like half the grid behind us like we did last race. But of course, that does mean we are much further back than... much further back than where we were last race, so we'll have a bigger gap to close up to the leader. And it seems like the leader, 404 something, a little bit quicker than last time. It was 405 was the previous pole time. Starting right-hand side this time, back in P20. Most cars in front of us are onto the grid. We'll see if the car behind the Porsche comes onto the grid, if they're going to stay in the garage. Hopefully there isn't a car that's really slow off the line this time.
Formation lap has started.
So no, the Porsche hasn't come out. Neither has a McLaren up in what should have been P15. They're the 3rd rated driver. With the 4th and 5th and 9th. So looks like we might have some fast cars here. This formation lap needs work. Why are we going 20 kilometers an hour on it? Like, it's just suddenly, oh, catch up and slam on the brakes. Thankfully, it doesn't look like we've got any damage from that. Hopefully we don't lose safety rating, but I imagine we will. More likely to have the green flag drop when we're in the middle of the chicane here. Just getting randomly told to slow down, then randomly close up to the BMW. Yeah. Getting there, catch up. And now it's gonna slow down again. It really struggles just to stay at a constant speed. We wait for the green. We've got BMW on our left-hand side.
Green flag, green flag.
And we're away. Back row gets away a little tardy, just from being in the middle of the chicane, basically the only cars in the chicane. 4 wide in front. That's going to be an almost certain crash. What did I say? A little nudge with Mustang, I think that is on our left. Got Bonnet round the outside of the McLaren. That was risky round the outside of that McLaren. Right, up to P12. 5 seconds off the lead, so we're a second further off the lead than we were last race, and we've got a few more cars between us and the leader. A little bit of front end damage, but shouldn't affect us too much. Good train of cars in front of us, which might make overtaking difficult. Any room, please, BMW? I'm hoping this BMW brakes early. Which they do. And we'll get past them for P11. And slipstream of BMW in front, but we're not gaining. I mean, we could theoretically go for a dive bomb here, though I don't think it's going to be beneficial to us. They were a little bit wide. Give them a little bump. Again, not going to help the safety rating, but oh well. 6 seconds off the lead now. Pulled to the inside of this BMW. But it's going to be side by side into Indianapolis. Crash up ahead, not too much of a surprise. BMW's lost its rear wing, facing the wrong way. 3 wide, this is very awkward. But we're up to P7 now. I think leaders were involved. We're behind the number 1 car, so theoretically the fastest car in this field. But then we've got number 21 in front of them. Interesting. Which is theoretically the slowest car in the field. Very difficult to make a move in the Porsche curves. McLaren runs out wide. Allows us to get to the inside and we'll be in front by the chicane. McLaren has no choice but to back out. Opening lap survived, couple of little bumps, we're up to P6. Leader 5 seconds in front. Not a good run through Tetra Rouge. Got a bit of understeer. I'll take the track limits. Invalidates the lap, which again hurts safety rating, but also want to win this race. BMW unfortunately has slipstream from the McLaren in front of them. Thought about going for a move, McLaren's missed the corner. BMW holds left hand side. We'll pull long on the outside. We'll try and outbrake them. They really wanted to fight that one. I bet they're regretting that now, having spun themselves into the wall. Sometimes it's best to cut your losses. That certainly was one of those occasions. Four seconds, well now 3.7 seconds up to the leading BMW. 2 seconds to second place. Depending on what lap times they do, we can probably have a go at catching them. We will have broken the slipstream from the McLaren behind, so we shouldn't be under any pressure from them. Deep on the brakes. Again, late on the brakes. Still took a little bit of time out of the cars in front, but not as much as I could have. We won't get to know, unfortunately, what lap time we've done here, but I'm not too worried about it since we were held up in the battles. I'm more interested to see what lap times the cars in front do. We know what times we can do. They'll bump on the wall for the BMW there. So I want to find out what can the cars in front do. Really poor run for the BMW off the Porsche curves. They kind of let us through. Look at that, we're nearly within a second of the lead, 407.3. We can go, what, 5.5 seconds quicker than that. A little bit of understeer into left-hander, didn't get the trail braking quite right. Little cut of Tetra Rouge there from BMW. And the slipstream now, maybe not close enough to make a move into the first chicane this lap. Actually, we're going to be in an awkward place if we're close, but not close enough. Look how much later on the brakes we were there. Nearly driving into the back of them. Go pick up a little bit more slipstream. Then go pull to the inside for the first part of the chicane, then we're going to brake them. Simple as that. We've seen where they broke for the first chicane, we could brake much later. Doesn't matter if they still have their nose in front. or not. They nearly matched us on the brakes, but they were never going to get the move, hold on to the place. And actually, they've had such a poor run through the chicane, we've already broke the slipstream. That's not a good way to exit. Mulsanne corner. Try and get the power down. Wheels started to slip. Just caught the slide and prevented the car from spinning. Late turn in there for Indianapolis. Purple first, purple middle sector. This will be the fastest lap of the race. Won't beat our time from last race. Sliding the rear end a little bit about there. A little messy through that chicane. What's time going to be? 4 minute 2.7. It was a second slower, but 4 seconds quicker than the BMW that we passed. Not as good through the first chicane as we were last lap. Car turned in for the left-hander there. Gained 2/10. Got the car turned in better there. Slightly over track limits, but the game doesn't want to penalise us for it. Of course, no slipstream here, so we're going to lose out down the straight, but we should gain in this first chicane since we're not being held up. Look at that. Over half a second up. We'll lose a little bit of time again because the slipstream again. We should gain into the second chicane because we can take the racing line going in rather than a tighter line with BMW on our outside. Look at that, getting some more time. 8/10 up. And we should be able to find a little bit of time here at Mulsanne corner if we get a clean exit. Which we do. Now we're over a second up. So we should be able to go quicker here than we did last race. Just picked up understeer again late on in the corner. Still find some time, 1.3 seconds up now. A little too much curb there. And there. Don't upset the rear end into this long right-hander. Didn't carry so much speed off the exit there. Just making sure I didn't run wide. Yeah, lost a... give up a 10th there. Go away with the munch on the red curb. 1.3 seconds up, it's a 4-minute 1.436. A little over 3/10 quicker than we were last race as we head on to the final lap. Can we improve on that anymore? Let us see. Better drive out of the first chicane, but we lost a little bit of time in it. Just couldn't get the car turned into left-hander there. See, using too much of that curb, I could just really unsettle the car. Easily put you into a spin. Getting hot here in my room. Definitely gonna make this the final race of the evening. Gonna be difficult to make up over half a second. Second gap now to BMW in second. Still a bit of a fight going on for P3 between a McLaren and two BMWs. I got Mustang in P8, that's a brave choice. Purple middle sector. So showing that, yeah, there's still a fraction bit of time left on the table from our previous lap. Up to Indianapolis. Rear end started stepping away a little bit there. Gained a little bit of time through those two sequence of corners. Didn't get the greatest of exits out of Vernage though. Very even through the Porsche curves compared to last lap. had a little cut on the chicane. So I was like, right, let's just forget the time, just make sure we don't invalidate the lap, and that'll be our third win of the evening. Second here at Le Mans. Oh boy. 5:05.8 for the BMW on the final lap. The McLaren did have a slightly better lap time, but just got held up fighting the BMWs behind them. Couldn't break away with the slipstream, and yeah, that ultimately stopped them from catching up to second. They were gaining, I think. They did close in, but yeah, just couldn't gain enough. How many DNFs do we have? Up to 13th place. That is 9 cars. Someone saying thanks, Aston. I don't know if that's about the car in 20th. Might be. That DNF'd. Or on me. Because I know I spun a car out at Bahrain in the LMP2s. But I didn't hit. There was a couple of little taps here, but I didn't. Wasn't anyone. Didn't sort of hold anyone up. So yeah, we'll wait for these results to come in, and then I will sign off for the evening, as we're a little over 3 hours. And yeah, it's just how warm it is today. Let me see here. Just grabbing my phone. I don't have a thermometer in my room to tell me how warm my room is. But yeah, currently 22 degrees, and it was a high of 25 earlier. 22 degrees at 20 past 10. Yeah, it's a warm day. And yeah, and I've had to have my window closed throughout the whole stream, since loud outside traffic was being a little extra loud. But yeah, fun races this evening. 23 there. Ooh, yeah. But you're not in a room that has a PC and a wheelbase, direct drive wheelbase heating the room up. I don't think we're gonna pop up any ranks. I don't think we're gonna get into like B2 or for the driver rating, or like B1 for the safety rating. So yeah, just waiting for these final results to come in. And then, yeah, we'll end off the stream. Maybe I'll back out to this menu. Already has the win loaded up. Ooh. Rank breakdown. 19 positions gained. Quali, 1 clean lap, 1 invalid lap, so coming into the pits didn't change anything. Race, 2 clean laps, 1 invalid lap. We lost... Hang on, it says lost 3.3%, though that's reset back to the start. Yeah, we had a few contacts. The annoying thing is, like, these were 4 small contacts, like little wheel bangs that you get while racing. Like, they were not contact. I wasn't like, oh, you bashed into another car, you spun another car. You know, they were small little contacts. You know, if I didn't invalidate the one lap at Tetra Rouge and that was another clean lap, well, it might not have been clean anyway from the contact. From contact, I can't remember if there was. There might have been since we were having a fight there, but you know, it's like one time we were alongside I think it was BMW around the outside of the first chicane, and they just barely left us any room. You know, squeezed us, had a little touch. You know, absolutely nothing wrong, but we're the ones paying for it on the safety rank. Though I don't know how I've gone 2 races of like +20, both being like +20%. I think they were like +50% in total between the two of them. And now, oh, apparently one one race -3.3, and we're back at the start. That makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Um, but yeah, I can't wait. Shows a bit faster to level up. It's like, Oh, okay. I suppose I'm not doing qualifying. If I did do qualifying, I'd be leveling up quicker. You know, I'd be having 3 arrows up here rather than 2, but then I might be getting taken out at lap 1. Um, but yeah, it does seem like we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do some races by myself where it's just like start at the front, hope no one takes me out, and then just drive around by myself for 20 minutes. It's not the most fun way. You know, like if you don't set a lap in qualifying, maybe it shouldn't count qualifying to your driver ranking. Maybe that's a thought. And I definitely think it should consider the harshness of contact in, you know, how much it reduces your safety rating. Like if it's a light little wheel to wheel contact you have someone with that's just natural happens during racing, like it shouldn't take away from your safety rating. You know, did let me just check. I didn't have any posts this time. No, no contact with posts, just the other cars that were not my fault. Yeah, a little bit annoying. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's stream. Fun races. Yeah, probably. I don't know if I'll do another dedicated stream to these daily races, but yeah, I may do some more after some league races that we have. In a couple of weeks, we'll have a Wednesday series starting up. So we'll have streams on Wednesdays. It's only a 45-minute race, but hypercars, not LMP2s, and GT3s, so the normal classes. I'll be in GT3. I think I'm taking the Aston for that series. I think I did sign up for that since it's a car I'm enjoying and it's not an OP car. So I'll take that. It is double fuel and double tire wear, so 45-minute race length, 90 minutes of strategy, you could say. So we will see a pit stop, but the races should pretty much be flat out. We have 7 starting not next week, but the week after. I think Qatar Short is our first race, a little pre-season race that we have to do, and then there's 6 rounds starting at Qatar. Annoyingly, hopefully it's a little more fun in the GT3s. But from the couple of races I've done around Qatar Short, I think I've done one in GT3 around Qatar Short. It didn't feel that much better. Um, so yeah, we'll have those league races. They'll be more interesting. They'll be cleaner than what we've seen today. So if you've been lurking throughout the stream, you're not a normal viewer. I noticed we had a few people popping in and lurking. Yeah, make sure you join us. It'll be more interesting, more enjoyable. I guarantee you that. Thank you, Iris, Artie, Geeky, for popping along. Good to see you all again. Hope you enjoyed the races, even if they weren't the most interesting. And yeah, maybe if I do this again, yeah, I should be in a better in better splits and hopefully have a little bit more safety rating. Maybe we'll have some other races we can do. So if we miss a race like we did a little earlier on, we're not waiting 20 minutes for the next one. That's a little bit annoying. But yeah, that's good. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll also have a stream. We might have another rally stream soon on Richard Burns Rally. I don't know when exactly, but hopefully within the next week. If I don't lose, if I'm not too busy. And then not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we'll have the 1967 2.4 hours of Le Mans. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun in the Nissan R382. This time, we're in a Jag E-Type, which has a little bit more straight line speed, I believe, but is not as good through the corners. So it'll be interesting to see how we fare with that. Full day-night cycle on the original style course. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, it'll be same time as last year's stream. Qualifying starts at like 20 past 6. Race starts about 7 p.m. UK time. But yeah, hopefully I'll see some of you throughout that race. It'll be a bit of a long race, so do come keep me company. But yeah, until next time, thank you all again very much for joining. Take care. Enjoy your weekend coming up. And yeah, I will see you next time. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.